magnificent Poulafuca Reservoir, otherwise known as Blessington Lakes. It's a fantastic amenity, totally underutilised, and we see the Greenway as a way of opening up the lakes for locals, for visitors from at home and abroad.
I'm a big fan of the Greenway, and I think it's going to open up the lake quite a bit, and I think it's going to create a massive attraction, and I think it's going to be along the lines of the Cliffs of Moher and those sort of attractions that are kind of internationally renowned.
People come to Blessington Lakes and they go, wow, I didn't know this existed. I didn't know this existed in Ireland. I didn't know it existed within 30 minutes from the capital city.
I've taken photographs while I'm out running, and I've sent them to my brother who lives 30 minutes away, and he thinks I'm in Austria, you know, whereas I'm only 30 minutes up the road. It's amazing, it's fantastic.
The successful agreements that are there already are point to point, A to B, and then you have to go back from B to A. Ours starts at A all the way around to a Z, and you don't have to backtrack on any of it, so it's a complete loop. It's 42 kilometres, virtually all of it off-road, along the lake shore, through the forest, through some beautiful scenery with the Wicklow Mountains as a backdrop.
Personally, this is exactly what I'd be looking for if I was abroad and doing a family trip. You just look for an easy way of interacting with the landscape, finding out more about it. So it had it all really. It's a very exciting prospect.
I think our timing is good. I think give this 12 months, get this project up and running, and I think we will have a whole new national and international tourism attraction right here in Ireland, and something we'll all be very proud of.
One of the great things about when you do a project like this is that really you get the microscope out and you start looking and analysing the heritage that is there.
An archaeologist's paradise. We've passage graves and tombs and standing stones. We have killians, everything that you'd want.
I mean, really is a very unique and rich landscape.
Vikings, you know, it was born here, the idea, and Blessington was an ideal environment in which to set the Vikings. It seemed we died and went to heaven when we went to Blessington Lake, particularly with the Viking ships. And then not only did we get the lakes, but we got this incredible backdrop of mountain, which added, you know, so well to the show.
Action! Back there.
When you look high in the mountains, you're just surrounded by a prehistoric landscape. And then as you go around, you're in this beautiful natural environment, lovely wetland complex of habitats. You have wet woodlands, you have grassland, you have the lakes themselves. And whether it's seeing butterflies or birds, it's all been the ecological side, the archaeological side has all been examined, and we've looked at it all in detail.
It's a special area of conservation, so it's got particular ecological, cultural, heritage aspects that we have to respect, and we have done, and we've done all the studies, and we know the mitigation factors that are required, and they've been very carefully built into the plans.
I just think this would be an absolutely fantastic way to experience this landscape and this heritage without having an impact on it.
The community have taken so well to the 7K that we've put in ourselves, Blessington District Forum, with Wicklow County Council, ESB and Wicklow County Partnership some years back, and that's been a wonderful addition to the community, and they've enjoyed it, and they go cycle. And recently the community college had some of the classes went for a walk to Rusborough on the Greenway and back. So just imagine what a 40K plus could do to the community.
Blessington won the award of Leinster's Most Enterprising Town in 2017, and it did that because it has a very active community already on a whole range of fronts, and every element of that community is getting behind the Greenway. Not only are they cooperating with it, they want it. They've been looking for this for decades.
You have 2 young children, you have 2 sons. The Greenway, been for walks down there on a regular basis, up and down the Greenway. They love going down there, down to the lake shore, through the forest end of things. And you know, there's other walks at Glending Forest up there as well, to the Cairn up there at the top of the hill. They love going up there as well. You know, so, you know, for children living in this area, it's fantastic. They've experienced the great outdoors, I suppose, you know.
I think the Greenway is a win-win for everyone. I think in terms of, you know, people are getting into fitness. Funnily enough, I think it all stemmed from the smoking ban, that people started to get out a bit more, and then obviously everything stemming from doctors is to get out, to start moving more, you know.
I think the whole idea of Blessington E Greenway puts it right there in the vanguard of the future of tourism, which is to do about sustainability and so on. We're going to have e-bikes, electric charging points. We're going to have probably electric boats, water taxis. All of that will have solar charging points right along the route. 43 kilometres, some people will take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days to do it. Other people will come and they'll hire their electric bike. And believe you me, with an electric bike, even I could do it in 1 day. So there's hope for us yet. The E Greenway will be the first in Ireland, the first of its kind. And I think people will be scrambling to replicate this in years to come because it will be such a success. We know from talking to the businesses locally and the support they're giving us, they're just anxiously waiting for it. They all have their own plans, from small operators growing a little bit to big operators growing even bigger.
I think it's a win-win situation for everyone. And I saw it in the Waterford Greenway, like small areas like Kilmacthomas, Kilmeaden, where no one ever heard of them, were now thriving communities with great employment for young and old people. So we have to be ready for that, and our plans are to develop another car park specifically for the Greenway, to have e-bike hire, to have a food and beverage facility that people can have something before, something after. I think from a socio-economic, from tourism, everything, I think the Greenway is just such a win-win for everyone.
I suspect the business people are probably the keenest because they can see what's in it for them. And not only will the present people benefit, but we should see new businesses commence, like there could be a taxi ride, there could be bicycle shops. There are lots of opportunities. I
think it's going to be really, really exceptional when it comes to fruition in its entirety, and I think it's going to open up the lake quite a bit. And I think between the ESB, Wicklow County Council, and then the local business groups, there's a great partnership there. There's some great people there. They all seem very, very determined to make this happen. So I think there's nothing but opportunity for the people of Blessington.
We're very much looking forward to the extension of the Greenway all the way around the lake, and I'm planning to expand the shop, to build that over onto the patio, to create a space where tourists can come in, and local people, and get information about the Greenway, where the walks are, what there's to be seen, to learn all about the flora and the fauna and the mountains around us.
Glendalough gets 1 million people, and you've got to drive in and drive out. So if Glendalough, in the heart of Wicklow, can cope with 1 million, we can surely cope with a third of that. The projections are 300 to 400,000 annually when it's up and running. So yes, I believe that if Glendalough can cope with that many, we can certainly cope with a third.
We currently have a 6-kilometre Greenway walk from Avonmead, Blessington, to the Palladian Mansion at Russborough, and that has brought many, many extra walkers to Russborough. And the prospect of extending that walkway right around the lakes fills me with enthusiasm about the potential for many, many more domestic and international visitors. And as a consequence of that, we would need to upgrade our resources, but also Most importantly, I think, is we would need to recruit extra people.
I think because of our location close to Dublin City, Dublin Airport, Dublin Port, Rosslare Harbour, I think we'll be Ireland's major tourist attraction. Blessington E Greenway, you'll be hearing about it for decades to come.